Alright lads, so today we are over on BBS Simulator because in less than 12 hours time we are going to be getting our end of month banner announcement, and as always with that we're here to discuss, theorize, speculate what characters could we see, and while we don't know the characters yet, we do know this upcoming banner is going to be a Christmas themed banner. In case you missed that, a couple of days ago Caleb accidentally put fouls into the game too early, showing us that our next two banners that we do get, end of month November, mid-month December, will come with a new decoration, a new wallpaper. So this upcoming banner and the banner after it is going to be Christmas themed. And that's great for me because when it came to my original prediction before we did get that date in mind, my main guess is that this end of month was either going to be 1000 Year Blood War, Bankai Rose, maybe Mayuri. If not, maybe it would be a seasonal, and that's what I was hoping for. And instead it would be the voting banner, where we voted for the characters, we voted for their costumes early this year in December, and well, unfortunately, it's not that. It does look like we are getting that banner this year, maybe early 2025 instead. At the very least, though, it does look like we are getting a seasonal banner nonetheless, because it is going to be Christmas themes. But the question right now is whether this banner will be a 1000 Year Blood War Christmas, or just a normal Christmas banner. Since we're getting two Christmas banners, I'm going to assume one will be just Bleach characters, more so Soriba and Arankas, not from 1000 Year Blood War, and then the other banner will be 1000 Year Blood War Quincy's in seasonal outfits, Christmas outfits. And it's my hope that this upcoming end of month banner is going to be the Soriba / Aranka banner, where that way it's going to be treated as a normal seasonal, and by that, it means they can become fillers a lot earlier. Because we saw, right, early this year, we have two examples of seasonal characters. These were both end of month units. We had the Valentine's and also Future Society, and they become fillers surprisingly around 3 to 4 months. It didn't take them that long to become fillers. Like using Ruruka as an example, she came out at the end of January, and then in this banner right here, she was a filler. Likewise with Osamashiro. So there definitely is a benefit of getting end of month seasonal banners that aren't 1000 Year Blood War, because it does mean that in the future they can show up a lot quicker. As opposed to a banner like this, for example, where it is technically seasonal characters, however, because it is 1000 Year Blood War characters, this is treated as a 1000 Year Blood War banner. They get one rerun, or more so they'll rerun a few times within the year, and then this time next year, or more so June next year, when they are officially 1 year old, they should then start becoming fillers in other 1000 Year Blood War banners. So since it looks like we are getting two seasonal banners, two Christmas banners, it's my hope that this end of month banner will be Soripas and Arankas, more so Soripas that aren't from 1000 Year Blood War. That way they can become fillers a lot sooner. And if we are to get a 1000 Year Blood War Christmas banner, I want that to be for mid-month. That way mid-month units, 1000 Year Blood War mid-months, they become fillers after like 6 months. They're not as rare as end of month 1000 Year Blood War banners, if that makes sense. So with that in mind, let's talk about what characters we could potentially see in this upcoming end of month banner, assuming it is going to be Soripas and or Arankas. I want to specify because it could be Arankas, right? Unfortunately though, I feel like it's not going to happen because there's not that many Arankas to do at this point. I mean, last year, for example, it was Nelio and Grimjow, which in all honesty, this banner would have aged better if it was done this year, because we just had the return of Nelio and Grimjow in the anime. It would have been more appropriately timed. But since last year was Nelio and Grimjow, you know, we can expect they aren't going to get new characters this year. And as far as seasonal Arankas do go, I mean, I highly doubt we're going to see any of them. So for the most part, Noritora occasionally gets a seasonal character, likewise with Okura, but they just got new seasonals, right? So I don't expect them to get any. Nelio and Grimjow happened last year, and I guess there is a chance we could get a Zapro and or Halibel, but they already had seasonal characters, Christmas characters in the past. Granted, it was years ago. Like, look how far we have to scroll down before we see our last Christmas Halibel and also Zapro. And to be fair, Zapro hasn't had a character this year. Halibel did, but she had one quite a while ago, so we very well could get remix of Halibel and also Zapro, maybe more so Zapro. Halibel in particular, I mean, she had one 2 years ago. We don't really need another remake of Halibel. But in general, I just feel like most of the Arankas are done. There's a chance we could get Apache, maybe Sansan, because they occasionally get the seasonal character. But I don't know, to me personally, nothing screams any Arankas for some reason in this banner. Instead, let's just focus on Soripas, right? Let's focus on the Soripas. Now, I think it's safe to say that any character on this page likely isn't going to be in this upcoming banner, because the general idea is that if you just got a character, we probably don't need another one, especially for end of month units. Like, the likelihood of this end of month featuring a new Byakuya, Rukia, or Renji is going to be super low. And the main reason for that is because they just got a character. However, to go against my point, there is a certain chance it could happen, because there has been a time, you know, where we get a character and then like a month later, they get another character. One of the best examples of that is that we had a seasonal Soifon for mid-month of October, and then 2 weeks later, we got another Soifon. Like, that's absolutely crazy to get a character back to back. And that's the only example of that happening, but there is other examples where a character gets a new one like a month or two later. I mean, Ichigo technically did that early this year. We had a Ichigo for mid-month May, and then a month later for mid-month June, we had another Ichigo. So I guess there's a chance. You know, we could get a seasonal Sergeant. We could get a seasonal Christmas Toshiro, a Christmas Rukia. But for my prediction, I'm going to assume we're not. I guess at the same time, we can also potentially cross-sell some characters that might be getting a new character sometime soon. Mainly Senjumaru, I feel like she has a pretty good chance to be in this end-of-year banner. Likewise, Mayuri. We've yet to get the Sunflower Mayuri from Season 2. And as far as characters that we have been getting as of late, we're now kind of deep into the zombie arc. We got Giselle, we got Zombie Bambietta, and we're also now apparently starting to get some of the zombie Arankas. So it's only a matter of time before our next canon 1000 Jibata banner, which we know now is happening at the end of the year. It's only a matter of time before we do get a new Mayuri. So because I'm expecting him to show up, I don't expect him to show up in this banner. Which I will be honest, is kind of a shame because there's kind of a lot you can do with a seasonal Mayuri. Like, we only have one seasonal Mayuri in this game, and it's this one right here. Which is cool because his whole gimmick is that he's always dressed up for the occasion. He always has like a new headpiece depending on the arc. And this one's a really cool Mayuri design. I wish we would get more from that when it comes to seasonal banners. But let's scroll down and have a look at a character that maybe hasn't had a new character in some time that is still popular enough to maybe get a new seasonal version. So scrolling down, who actually screams hasn't had a character in some time? I want to say Rangiku, but then again, she got a character early this year. Hopefully no Momos, because we already got too many Momos in the last year or two. I mean, Gin hasn't had a new character in quite some time. I wouldn't say no to a Christmas Gin. That hasn't happened just yet. Likewise with Kisuke, right? Kisuke, where is he? He also hasn't had a character in quite some time. His last character was basically, what, end of year 2022? So it's been 2 years since this character has last had a new version. And we know as far as 1000 Jibata Kisuke's do go, that's not happening until like 2026, late 2026. So we aren't getting a Kisuke anytime soon, and the question is now, when will we get a new Kisuke? I'd be down for a seasonal one. The same can be said for Yoruichi. I'd be really down for a Christmas Yoruichi and also Kisuke. I'd be down for a Kisuke Yoruichi banner in any seasonal banner, in all honesty. The unfortunate thing here is that Yoruichi's last character, which at this point, by the way, was 2 years ago. I don't know how we get to points where Brave Souls gets like 5 to 6 characters in a month, and certain characters can go years without getting a new character. Especially a character as popular as Yoruichi. How did we not get a seasonal Yoruichi early this year? I think Valentine's would have been a perfect scenario for that, but instead we ended up getting another Momo. Would really love to see a new seasonal Yoruichi, but again, considering the fact that her last character 2 years ago was a Christmas version, I highly doubt we would get another Yoruichi. But you know, at this point, I'd be down for it. Why not? I think while we're on that point, there's a lot of other characters that have many years without a new version, right? Just to go on a quick tangent, Kenpachi's an example of that. He had 2 years. 2 years of no Kenpachi. Like, how does that happen? How does that happen? And I feel like there's maybe more examples. Tensa went a few years without a new character. And we're specifically talking about popular characters too, right? Like, if Iba goes 2 years without a new character, it doesn't surprise anyone. It's Iba. But if we scroll down long enough, where is she? Because I know she's here somewhere. There she is. It's also been a very long time since we last had a Nemu too. I mean, at this point, our last Nemu was the Valentine's one. It was the Machine Society one that came out early 2021. So it's almost been 3 to 4 years now since we've last had a Nemu. I would like to say Nemu's popular enough. She hasn't had a character in quite some time. While it's true she's had a Christmas character in the past, it won't be the first time a Christmas character gets remade with just new designs. I'd be down for that. The same can be said for these two characters. I actually really like the design of the Christmas Lisa. And right now, as always, I'm always indifferent on whether I would like a new design for a seasonal character or a remake. In some cases, maybe having 2 new design characters with a remake is a good route to go. But in general, this outfit in particular, I think looks really good on Lisa. And I would love for this character to be remade with updated visuals, a better model, because obviously this was during year 1 of the game. Lisa doesn't look the greatest, but I really do like the design. And I'd really like this character to be remade. It'd be really cool. It'd be cool just to see Lisa in a seasonal outfit again, because it has been quite some time. I think right now, this is like, there's only 2 examples of her in a seasonal character. The same could technically be said about Hiyori. I know Hiyori's not like the most popular Vizard, but Vizards in general haven't had that many characters lately. I mean, we just got the 1000 Year Blood War Shinji and Kensei this year. Rose is still getting dogged. We don't know when we're getting him. In terms of seasonal Vizards, as of late, it's just been Mashiro. And I would like to see another seasonal Hiyori. And you know what? I wouldn't even mind this character again getting remade. I feel like the new Christmas banners lack a lot of reindeer outfits. It just looks different. I like the look of it. It's funny. It's the same with the Kyoge that Soul Puzzle's getting. A character in a reindeer outfit just looks funny. It's a goofy design that I want to see during Christmas. I'd be down for any character in a reindeer outfit. even if it isn't Hiyori. But again, like Lisa, I wouldn't mind this character being remade. Hiyori in particular, again, is a character that hasn't had a new character in quite some time now. We're going like 3-4 years again. While on that topic, we'd never say no to a Christmas Yamamoto. The chance of that happening is quite low since we just got a Yamamoto. But Yamamoto is the perfect character to make a Santa Claus themed character. I'd be really down for a Christmas Yamamoto in all honesty. And that's essentially it for the prediction part of the video. Again, I don't really have any dead set predictions. I'm just expecting some Soripers, some popular Soripers, maybe some characters that haven't had a character in a while. Most likely expecting 3 females. I mean, I would never say no to a male character. Again, like Yamamoto would be really cool in a seasonal outfit. But like we see with most seasonal banners, more often not, it's just 3 females. In that case, the main prediction would just be 3 females that hasn't had a character in quite some time. I guess one that stands out for me would be NOVEMEBER because it's been like 3-4 years since her last character. But what we do know going into this end of month banner is that we are getting a new mined character. The Nightmare range Quincy Guild Quest has been data mined, and they do want us to bring a mined unit. The final boss for the upcoming Guild Quest is a hard character, and as far as ranged Quincy killers do go, right, we spoke about this yesterday, there's not really that many good mined Quincy killers. I mean, Meninia does exist, and she's a good character, but she's not a Guild Quest character. As far as Guild Quest leads do go for this Guild Quest, we have Toshiro, and we also have Okura. 2 good leads, but we definitely can get better than both of them, and likely this banner, this character, will be better than both of them. I'd be down for a new normal attack damage character in all honesty, but since this is getting a Nightmare, I'm going to assume they won't be doing that just to promote a normal attack damage character. I feel like it has to be a lead, and with that in mind, we would likely expect stuff that you would see in a Limit Breaker character of the month, because this will be a Limit Breaker character too, right? So they're going to have Frenzy +2, they're going to most likely have a Spiritual Pressure boost with an increased chance to inflict said stat elements. Not sure what stat elements they could have. It's a Christmas banner, so it really can be anything. Would like to see the gauge effect return. I mean, we had it with Oetsu, but I would like to see it again. It's a really fun effect. We could, at the same time, maybe get enemies defeated bonuses, where they could get more utility effects, maybe more damage output the more kills they do get, and they would need a pretty high damage output, which wouldn't come as a surprise if they want to try and compete against someone like Okura. The benefit here is that since they likely might be a Soripa, if they have equally, if not a higher damage output than Okura, the difference between Okura and that new character will be quite vast, because any Soripa can benefit from Soripa focus buffs. Because if they are Soripa, then they'll get the benefits from someone like this Shuhei, who gives a 20% strong attack damage buff and 40% damage to status afflicted enemies. Or at the same time, right, you can use someone like Tenjiro, and Tenjiro buffs Soripas. He boosts their attack too, which is really good, but he does make sure that Soripas do 30% more damage, and that would also go for the character you are using, this upcoming Mind character with Quincy Killer. And hypothetically, if you have the Retsu, right, this character right here, she's a Soripa, so she would get the benefits from someone like Tenjiro, and this Guild Quest in particular does lack a no attack damage character with a team boost. So the potential future upcoming best rotation could be Retsu, this upcoming Christmas character, and also Tenjiro, assuming they are a Soripa. For Limit Breaker content, they are going to want you to bring a ranged Quincy killer. That is a mind attribute. And luckily for you, if you have this Meninia, while she won't be nearly as good as this upcoming character, damage outputs will be vastly different. She will still be doing good enough damage that you can use her in the upcoming Limit Breaker slot, number 1. Obviously, the new character will be better, right? But if your main goal is just to get all the rewards upwards to stage 22, Meninia should be a good substitute. And that's probably my plan if this upcoming banner doesn't feature characters that I really do want. As for the other characters, really not sure what to expect here. We are also getting the Human Killer Guild Quest, but I highly doubt we're going to get a Human Killer character in this banner. Mainly due to the fact that the Founder Boss is a Technique character. They're using this to promote the new Soifon that is returning. We already got Yamamoto. We don't need any other normal attack damage character in all honesty. I mean, we just had 3 human killers back to back within the last few months, right? So we are to get a normal attack damage character. I'm really not sure what killer combination they could have. But what I am hoping to see, hopefully in this banner, because it has been ridiculously long, and I keep saying it every time we speak about predictions, right? The last time we had a Linksaw character was end of month June. I would love to see a new Linksaw farmer, please, especially in the power attribute banner. It's been even longer. It's been even longer. Our last power farmer was January earlier this year, and power right now does not have access to a character that can offer plus 10 super Linksaw potions. You could make the case that you don't need to farm all that much in this game anymore. You know, we have the achievement system, but even so, new farmers would still be welcomed. Link's Short Trials has gotten easier, so you can just carry with any character you want to use. But at the same time as well, like if we look at filters, right, we know in this new attribute tree system that we can eventually in the future get level 30 Link Shots, so you are going to need new Link Shot farmers. At this point, we might need plus 20 Link Shot farmers with all the potions that we're going to need to get. So maybe now that we have this system in game, while it will be a while before we even get the opportunity to even unlock level 30 Link Shots, maybe now is finally the time to start pushing some new farmers. And I'd very much welcome a new power farmer. But with that said, that's basically the video for today, our quick prediction video. Maybe not too quick. Unfortunately for me, I don't really have a dead set prediction. I'm just expecting some new Soripers. Hoping it's not any 1000-year Blood Rush Soripers. Have it be original Bleach anime characters. That way, if this is a Christmas banner, which likely seems to be the case, they will become fillers in the future, and I can maybe skip it with ease and save for the end of year banner. Even if I am skipping, I'm hoping some fun characters, some fun visuals, cool character choices. And in terms of what we can potentially expect to see in this banner, I'm definitely expecting a new mind range Quincy killer and maybe finally a new farmer for the power attribute. As for the third character, most likely a normal attack damage unit. But let me know your prediction in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.